like have won in the Limca Book of Records. And apart from that, we are an ISO certified company, and also registered in the education sector under the Department of Promotion for Internal Trade, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry in India. So I'll just share a presentation with you all, just to give a brief about the franchise opportunity which we are presenting today. So let me share the screen with you all. Yeah. So yeah. So coming to the franchisee, we have got different. Maa Education is basically a brand which provides skill development programs for children of 5 to 14 years of age group. Uh, that is one of our program, which is the MAA Abacus program. The other program, which is the MAA Vedic program, that is for children who are 14 years and above. And for the other age groups, we have got the teacher training program. So these are the programs which we offer under our umbrella of Maa Education. So to give a brief about the programs, Abacus, it's an ancient technique which was started long back in the Chinese culture, and it was then modified, brought to Japan, and from there we have got it over here in India. Talking about Vedic maths, that is something which our gurus started long back in India, and which we are carrying it forward now. So these are the two programs which we have as of now, and we also plan to include many more other programs, skill development programs, under the umbrella of Maa Education. So talking a little bit more about the programs, these programs help in the overall brain development of the children. They help in improving the concentration, help in improving the focus, improving the retention skills, which is very much important in today's life, especially considering the distractions which the today's world is having. And as like the time is passing, the attention skills, the focus span of today's children is gradually reducing day by day. So to make sure that we are able to cope up with that and again bring the same skills back into the children, we are offering these kind of programs which can actually help and benefit the children. So the point, why us, right? The thing is, like, we have got specially crafted programs, and a lot of R&D has gone into the crafting of these programs. Our programs are such that they deliver results in 2 to 3 months, and the children start to show up the results, due to which the parents are quite satisfied and have been giving us a very good response from quite a long time now. So apart from that, we also are having a proper portal, a student portal for the children, on which the children can come, they can practice, and they can see the reports and the kind of progress which they are making. So apart from that, we also have a very highly experienced faculty which have got years of experience and like are very skilled in teaching the children. So coming to the franchise model. So our franchise model is basically it's a small setup, which is not very capital intensive. So it's like a 2 classroom setup with basic reception and washroom facilities. So if we talk about the investment, 1 lakh is the franchisee fee, and the remaining is the setup cost, which is on actual depending from location to location. So talking about the other factors, like we make sure that once the franchisees, like once we sign up the bond, once we have the franchisee in place, we help the franchisee from the very initial setup to the complete end-to-end support. That is setting up of the franchisee, then doing the interiors, helping with the recruitment, helping with the training, and finally making sure that you are able to get students and retain them for a longer period of time. So all those kinds of trainings are provided to all our franchisees. through which our franchisees become very profitable, considering the kind of investment which goes into it. So we've got three models in this. One is a unit franchisee, then there is multi-unit, and finally there is master franchisee. So moving to the next slide. Now, uh, considering the revenue streams which our franchisees get. So one is the Abacus Learning Program, which is one of our programs. Through that, there comes the main income source. Second is the teacher training program. Third is we also train our franchisees in getting these schools and making a complete annual bond with the school, so that like there is a good amount of revenue and a good amount of students which our franchisees can cater to. Apart from that, we also conduct state level and national level competitions, which all our franchisees and their students are open to participate, and which gives them a good platform for them and for the children to participate and perform. So, giving a little bit more idea about the financials, considering the investment goes up to 4 to 5 lakhs. 1 lakh being the franchisee fee, and remaining 2-3 lakhs being the setup cost, which is again on actual. So, if we talk about the returns are approximately 12 to 13 times the returns, which are phenomenal, and which are in a period of 5 years. So this is something which I'm telling for a unit-based franchising. If we talk about the master franchise, in that case, the investment is a little high, but again, the returns are again phenomenal. In a case of master franchisee, you get 60 to 70 times the return, which is like very phenomenal, and something which is very much easily achievable. Yeah. Talking about the ideal partner profile and what we actually look for in our franchise. So, something who is already coming from the education sector, they are very much welcome. Like someone, let's say, who is running an English training program center. So they already have an experience of running the center, and like for them, it gets very easy to switch to uh, let's say a master franchisee or a unit franchisee, because they already have that kind of experience in running the center. So it's not only that these people can only run the center. Apart from that, anyone who is a complete fresher and has got no knowledge about business and all, it is also very easy for them to join and start up the center and run the center. Reason being, we provide a very good amount of support and handholding for all the people who are interested to start up the center and run the program in a proper way. Talking about the returns, within a period of 1 year, you get the ROI, and after after a period of 1 year, your profits start coming. That is something which I'm telling on the higher end. Mostly, it is covered up in a period of 6 to 8 months. Okay. Talking about other people who can also invest in this, like let's say there are females who are sitting at home, who are like qualified and want to start up something on their own, and maybe who had to leave up their job or maybe their business due to some reason and want to restart their career again. It's a good opportunity for them. For other people who are having places and want to earn better rental incomes, better income compared to rental incomes, they are also very well open to join. And apart from that, anyone who's having passion and want to start a business in the education sector, and something which is a recession proof business, being even if we take the COVID period, education was something which boomed, whereas most of the sectors were not able to perform well. So this is something which comes under a recession proof business, and is something which can give very high returns. and also giving a huge impact on the society, on the children, and also giving you a sense of uh, good kind of a feeling. Okay, talking about the expansion plan, we are planning to expand in the north as well as in the south. So, talking about the north part, we first plan to expand in the Delhi region, in the UP region, and something near the Delhi NCR. We are also open to give out our master franchisee in the rest of India, and people who are interested and want to start up their centers. So, so if we talk about the territory which will be granted to each and every of our franchisee, for a unit-based franchisee, the territory which will be granted will be based on the kind of potential that place has. Like, let's say there are 2 to 3 schools in a particular area. So then in that case, we will only be giving one unit franchisee. Or let's say if there are hundreds, like let's say 20, 30, 40 schools in one particular area. In that case, that place has got much more potential. And in that case, we definitely go for more than one franchisee, making sure that every of our franchisee are able to suffice with the business and are able to make sure that they are profitable. So the contract of our franchisee is for 5 years, and it is renewable after 5 years, depending on the cost at that particular time. So this is something which we expect from each and every of our franchisee. That is running the center properly. We are going to definitely help with each and every part, that is hiring and training and support and everything. But finally, in the end, this is a collaboration which is with the franchisee and with the brand. So only if the support, only if the effort is from both ends, then only this is going to be a successful business, and which is something I believe is with all franchisees, because it cannot be run just one-sided. So something which we expect from anyone who's going to associate with us. We expect them to do like day-to-day operations properly, teach the students properly based on what has been taught to them, teach the programs properly, do the admin work properly, and follow all the protocols and the guidance which has been given by the brand. Apart from that, we also give training on all the softwares, all the ERPs, which the franchisee has to run on a day-to-day basis. So, which helps them to maintain their accounts, maintain their billing records, and everything on one portal. Okay. So, talking about the support which you get from the brand. So, yeah, so this is the brand support. So as I've already told you, we'll be helping you with a complete handholding, starting from the location finding to making sure to bring you to the point of a perfectly running center. So anyone who is a complete novice in this, who doesn't know anything about business or has got no clue about how a business runs, want to someone who is in a job and wants to switch and run a business, it is good for all the people who are in that kind of a lookout. For someone who wants to run it as a part-time business, it can be good for them as well, because this is something which can also be run on Saturdays and Sundays and still being profitable. So, again, I'll just brief you about the complete brand support. We'll be helping you with the property shortlisting, uh, and which will be on a mutual discussion. Our team will help you with the complete finding out of the best possible location. And if you have a location which is already there, we are also open to finding out that location, doing a research in that particular area, and guiding you on whether if that location is the perfect suitable place for the brand. Once the location has been done, location finalization is done, then we help you with the center setup, that is the interiors, the branding, and the complete setup of the center. Once that is done, then starts the training part. You are trained by our professionally trained teachers on the programs which we are having, and then it is completely up to you whether you want to run the program on your own, whether you want to train the people, you want to train the students, or you want to hire a teacher and then make that teacher to work on those, make the students to train. So both the options are there. If you are coming in as an investor who just wants that, okay, I'm going to invest the money and I want my center to run on an auto mode, that is also something which we can help you out. We can help you in the recruitment part, we can help you train your teachers, and your center can run on an auto mode. You can get an admin for the center and the center can be run. Apart from that, if you want to save in some money and want to get into this full time, then also you can start with the center. You can get the training yourself done, you can get yourself trained, you can start the center, and with a very minimum staff. You don't have to hire staff, something which we hire, like let's say if we take a school franchise, in that case there's a lot of staff recruitment which is required, whereas in this case, as it is a small setup, so again I'm saying something with a low investment and something with very high returns. So you don't need to hire that kind of staff and all, and you don't need to make worry about any of going into any kind of loss and anything, because this is something which is highly profitable, and again a recession-proof business. So once the location has been set up, once the interiors branding is done, once your training is done, then after that. If we talk about training in particular, we'll be giving you different kinds of trainings. You will be getting a training on the subject, which is the program. You'll be getting a marketing training. You will be getting a sales training, and we will you'll be getting training on the ERPs, on the softwares, on everything, so that it becomes very easy for you to run your complete franchise. Okay, apart from that, again mentioning that if you want to take the training, you can take it. You want your team to take the training, you've got a or else, like let's say you're already running a center, you want your team over there to take the training, we are very well open to that. Okay, so once your training is done, then we'll be like helping you with the marketing of the center, because once the training is done, we are going to market the center, so that once you start getting the leads, start getting the inquiries for the center, you are completely ready to handle them, completely ready to make sure that people start enrolling in the center and your center gets a good response. Apart from that, we also help you with complete business strategy, helping you with how to get students, how to retain the students, how to finally make sure that the center is profitable in a very short period of time. Also, we train you for how to do strategic partnerships with the schools, with the local education centers, and make sure that our center becomes the most profitable one in that particular area. So that concludes the pitch, and we are like open to questions. For anyone who's having any doubts or any queries, want to ask anything, we are open to that. And yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Abhishek ji, for this presentation to all our friends who are live on YouTube and also attending the webinar. And friends, we'll start taking up the questions. So we'll take these questions from the Q&A box. You can write these questions and we'll start taking them now. Just to quickly recap the business model. This is an opportunity which is in the education space, and the company is merit-based, which is Merit Abacus Academy. And it's a skill development program where we have two large programs, which is Abacus and the other is Vedic Maths. So Abacus is largely a brain developing program, and Vedic Maths is an after-school program, which is largely designed so that your math skills can be improved. This is primarily for age group which starts from 7 and above. But overall, between the two programs, the age group which they are catering to starts from 5 years, and it goes up to about 14 odd years. It's a low cost model, And if you look at the investment, and we'll take more understanding from Abhishek ji how the overall unit economics for a model like this works out. And the investment requirement, including the fee component, which is a franchise fee component of 1 lakhs, is about 6 lakhs. You need an area which can be about 600 square feet, which can have a setup of 2 classrooms. And we're open for multi-units. We're open for unit franchisee, and even for area franchisee in locations. And we'll take the priority markets also from our discussion today. And there are 4 largely streams where a franchise partner can, have revenues, which includes your abacus classes. They also have a teacher training program which they conduct, and also advanced workshop. We'll get into more details of these revenue streams. Now, when it comes to the rollout locations and the focus cities, this is primarily 2 larger regions of India, which is north of India and south of India. And that is also because the company is running their centers in states like Karnataka, AP, Telangana, and in UP. And there is also assistance on the property selection based on the experience the company has. Profile, largely women entrepreneurs are preferred. And if you look at the profile of people, and especially when it comes to early learning, and we can all look around and see even in the preschool activity centers for children which are being run, these are run by women entrepreneurs, as they're considered to have a strong EQ, which is required to manage and handle students of that age. So even some of the leading preschools in India, the larger chains that we have in India, I would say 100% of their franchise partners are women entrepreneurs. So that's a profile that is preferred. And also people who come with complementing backgrounds. If you're already running some activity or coaching for that age group, this can also complement your business. So quickly, Abhishek, I'll take some questions. If you can also help us to understand, I'll take my first question on the investment. So we're looking an outlay of 6 lakhs. 1 lakhs is towards the franchise fee. And if you can also help us to understand the balance 5 lakhs, where would that investment go? What is the kind of setup we need in the 2 classrooms? And we start with that, and then I'll ask you questions on typical number of batches we need to do for each students, the price points, and these are some questions which I like to understand and make our audience also understand, so that they're able to interpret the unit economics of a business.
Sure. So basically, the kind of setup that we look at is like it's a 2 classroom setup with a basic reception and washroom facilities. If we talk about the classroom, the interiors which go into it is basic like chair and table, a whiteboard, like ACs, fans, electricity, and all. So a basic classroom setup, nothing much fancy. The interiors are done, like the paints and all. That is how the like two basic classrooms are done. Initially, for someone who's planning to start up, they don't even need to get both the classrooms done. Like as they are getting the students, they can gradually get the second classroom done. So they can and the basic reception needs to be done. Apart from that, the boards, designs, and everything is given by the company.
All right, wonderful. Shekhi, I understand you're currently running these 2 regions. If you can also tell which cities are we running? You have a big setup in South, and also bigger number of centers which run in northern side, especially UP and NCR area. So which are the cities where we have a high concentration? I see some of our friends who've joined the webinar have, for example, Ashokji has joined from Hyderabad. Ashokji, I'll also take up your question as he's from a similar space, already running a center in Hyderabad. So what are the locations, Abhishekji, currently we're running out of? And I'll take this question post that.
Yeah, sure. See, the locations which we are running it is we are having centers in Bangalore, we are having them in Chennai, we are having them in Pondicherry, we are having a center in Tamil Nadu, a lot of centers in Tamil Nadu. Then we are having in Andhra Pradesh, we are having a centers in Kerala. So most of the south states we have covered. Talking about the north, recently we finalized the center in Delhi. That's like about to open. Then there is a center which is there in Bhubaneswar. We've got a center in Bangalore. So and now we are planning to start up more towards the north expansion.
Okay. Now, all put together, how many centers are currently operating and in pipeline?
So approximately 50 centers are operative.
50 centers.
Yeah, approximately 30 to 40 centers are there in pipeline.
Great. Now, Abhishek, to understand a little bit on, typical batch size that we need, how much would be that? What is the average ticket size that we take from a student? If I also understand the duration of these courses, to kind of calculate the kind of cash flows we have on an average. And I'm sure it takes certain time for a center to reach an optimum level of a student base, right? So what is that optimum level minimum area should have, a center should have? And friends, just to maybe, a little deviate, if you look at an opportunity like this, you don't need a very premium location. So if you look at a business of this nature, your operating costs comparatively are low because your rentals are very low. It also does not need a very high or a very heavy staffing of teachers at the center. So, and also all the fee that you take from the students, they help you in your working capital. Unlike a lot of businesses in retail, if you look at, you make money after the services are sold. In case of education, you start making money even before the admission of a student happens. So even before you open the outlet, a month prior to that, all the centers start marketing, and they have, early base of students that start coming to the center the moment you launch it. So you have enough working capital to take care of your rental and other smaller expenses. So Abhishek ji, over to you. So three things which I want to know: what is the ideal batch size between the two? Second is our fee structure, and third is the duration of these courses on an average.
So I'll start from the duration of the program first. Like reason being, there are many people who consider this as a tuition center compared to a skill development center. I'll just clarify the difference over there. In a tuition center, what happens is when a center markets for it, the and if they even get an inquiry, the child will come study for like join
Correct.
before 2 months before the exam, and finally, like once the exam is done, the child will leave. So then the brand has to again market for getting more students. Whereas compared to us, like in our program is a like our program is divided into levels. Total of 10 levels are there, and each level is approximately 3 months for every child. So that is
Okay.
the complete program comes out to be 30 months, which is two and a
Three
half
zero.
30 30, yeah.
And it is mandatory for all students to do all the levels, or they can choose?
I'll just explain that also. It is not mandatory, but most of the students they do it. I'll also tell you the
Continue.
reason why. So, if we talk about the program, it's a 30 months program, which is 2.5 years approximately. So, anyone who joins in our center studies for at least 2.5 years. And the reason why they do it is because in our program, we teach them level by level, and in every level, they get to see some benefit. So, like let's say if in the first level they are learning addition, okay. So let's say if a 5-year-old child is learning addition, and like their parents after seeing the child, okay, they see the progress after like after one level that okay, now my child is like super fast and accurate in addition. They definitely go in for subtraction, because when they are seeing that kind of progress, they will not stop there. They will definitely want, okay, now my child is able to do addition. Next, my child should also be able to do subtraction. And then next, let's say multiplication, let's say division. Right. So gradually the parent wants that, okay, now my, because they see the progress, and no parent wants the progress to be stopped in between. Right. So they are this is such a magnetic course that they are forced to do the program and stay connected with it. Okay. So because it is actually helping the children, and finally what does the parent want? Parent wants that okay, my child should learn something from it and should get better with every class they're going for, right? And this is something which is not taught in any of the schools, right?
Correct.
If we talk about the other countries, this is something which is compulsory in those schools. Especially if I talk about China, it is compulsory in most of the schools, and their children are able to do this much faster. Talking about India also, now many schools, many states are making it compulsory and trying to inculcate this in many of the schools. So, which is helping them, like helping the children to actually gain these skills. Okay. So that is the reason once people join with us, they do stay with us for a longer period. And our franchises, our brands, they don't have to market again and again for getting more students.
And how about the other program? So 30 months is for Vedic maths, and the
30
abacus.
months, 30 months is for the MAA Abacus program. And if you talk about the Vedic Maths program, that is a 6-month program. That
Okay.
is for children who are 14 years and above.
Okay.
Abacus is for 5 years to 14 years, and Vedic Maths is for 14 years and above.
Vedic, we say 14 years above we take. And what is
Yes.
the average batch size that you recommend?
Average batch size is approximately 12 to 15 is what we keep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And how many batches per day that we do for
so when
student
we
base?
talk about batches per day, you can have approximately 4 batches, considering that we are only utilizing one classroom. If we utilize the other classroom as well, we can go up to 8 to 9 batches in a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
typically a student, if he has to do a 30 months course, how many days in a week would he take these classes?
Yeah. So see how this program actually works is these children, they I won't say that they don't drop. They definitely drop.
Sure.
See what happens is they join for the program, they learn it, and when they have got their school exams, they drop for 10-15 days. Then they come and rejoin back. So that's how this program runs like. Okay, but they make sure that they are studying all the levels. So
So,
gradually, we call this program as a 2.5 year program, but nobody studies it continuously. Obviously,
sure.
due to the school exams, they have to drop like 10-15 days.
Correct.
But so that basically stretches out to be 3.5 years, 4 year program. And the children do study as of now. For an investor who doesn't have knowledge in this field, or maybe this might sound a little superficial, but once we actually get into this, people do realize that this actually stretches up to 3 to 4 years. Still, from the investor's point of view, we have still considered that okay, one child is studying with us only for 12 months. We have not considered something 3-4 years. That is something additional which they will gain, and we are sure about it. But still, we have considered a period of 12 months when doing our financial sheets.
And how do we charge, and how many classes per week? Are these 2 classes weekly or 3 classes per week for these
So
courses?
this program is conducted 2 days in a week. So
Okay.
for anyone who is any child who is coming in, that child has to come 2 days in a week, and that is 1 hour per week, 1 hour per class. So
That's
basically two
helpful.
hours in a week.
And what is my fee structure we charge from? Is it based on uh, the course that they cover or the level they cover, or we charge them monthly?
We charge them monthly. There are both options are there. Parents who want to pay level wise, they can pay level wise. Parents who are interested in going for monthly, they can go monthly.
And what is that amount? How are we charging them? Because
So
I'm sure if we, sorry.
yeah. So that basically depends from city to city. Let's say if it's a tier one city, the price is different. Tier two it is different. Tier three it is different. It varies from 1,000 to 2,000, considering the tier of the city.
Per month. So
Yeah,
that's a per month.
per month fee. Apart from that, anyone who is joining, they need to purchase a student kit, which is of 1,500 rupees. And apart from that, there is a registration fee of 500. So total of 3,000 needs to be deposited at the initial registration point.
That's helpful. Now, to make a center profitable, what is the minimum base of students we need to target?
See, there basically what happens is we cannot expect any center to have hundreds of students on the very first day, right? That is something which is not possible, and something which uh, cannot be done. If I talk about the growth, we have assumed the growth like, okay, let's say there are 10-15 students joining in every month, okay, based on the marketing budget we have kept for every franchise. So by the end of the year, our franchisee approximately has 200 to 250 students.
Okay.
And in a period of 1 year, they are able to recover their money.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, they start to make profit. and we have taken an average, we have taken a projection of 5 years, and considering the projection, they make an approximately 12 to 13 times the returns. So let's say if their investment is approximately 4 to 5 lakhs, their returns are approximately 75 to 80 lakhs.
Okay. And how much royalty? So if you want to give an example and say, if this is the money, say maybe the center makes say 1.5 lakhs a month, right? So what would be our sharing and our expense structure? Royalty, are we charging any royalty also in the model?
Talking about the royalty, we charge a 10% royalty from all our franchisees,
Okay.
and the kind of support we provide in that is something which every of our center requires, and due to which the growth actually comes in from.
Helpful. So I'll quickly take some questions. All right. Now we have Mr. Ashok Kumar from Hyderabad, and he only has an access to a center which is 2,400 square feet in Hyderabad, and is planning to set up an education business. So Shokji, if you have any specific question, let us know. While the area, what I see is a bigger area than the requirement, but if you want to set up something in the education, one of the programs that you could run is Merit Abacus Academy, but you can also complement that by other businesses which are non-compete. And in fact, Ritik on this call is leading the project. He can speak to you post the webinar, understand the location where it is. And I also have my teams in Hyderabad. If you want, one of them can also visit the location and perhaps help you. And friends, if you want to visit one of the locations, because we are operating in a lot of cities in South India and North India, NCR, UP. So if you want to visit any of the centers, we'll also be happy to get you connected and, take a tour. And Ashokji, if any specific question that you want to ask, let us know. But we'll definitely come back to you post the webinar in case you need to understand how you can partner or maybe make optimum use of the space that you have. All right. And one important question which I see from Mr. Abhinav Agarwal is the competition. Who is my competition? Is there a USP that we have over the competition that is there in the market?
Yeah. So talking about the competition, I'll say that yes, there are other companies as well in the market. But how we stand out is our program, which has been specially crafted, and the kind of portal and the kind of support which we give. So talking about the program, our children are able to achieve results faster. They, let's say, if other brands their children are giving out results in 5 to 6 months, our children are giving out results in 2 to 3 months. So that's where the main difference comes in. Okay, talking about the second difference, the kind of support which you get from our brand is something phenomenal, and something which can be verified by having a talk with all our existing franchisees. If you are more interested and want to discuss this in detail, we can get you connected to our franchisees. You can have a word with them, and you can get a feedback from them as well. The third point, how we stand out is we have got separate student portals where they can come and actually do unlimited practice and actually see their growth graph, which hardly any company has as of now. So these are some of the points how we stand out from the market.
Helpful. I'll take one last question from you, and we have this question from our partner in Bangalore, Mr. Amar Lunia, is because we talked about a unit model, and multi-unit is obviously you'll take multiple locations, the economics investment. So how will our area franchise model work, and what are the areas we currently open? Because there might be certain cities where we already have a big quantum of partners. It might not be viable for us to bring in a bigger partner and manage those partners. So how does our area model work, and which are the locations we are looking to award a area franchisee?
So if we talk about the like open locations, we are having locations in the north where we can go in for the area franchising. Talking about the south, there are some places, but once only when the investor like confirms us about the exact location where they're looking for, then only we'll be able to help them and guide them exactly of what all exact areas and locations are open to and where that person can invest.
Okay, so any guidance on what model would it look like, and what are our larger financial obligations?
Yeah, talking if they're going in for the master franchising, in that case, like our franchise fee, we've got two models. One is the 9+1 unit, and the other one is 19+1 unit.
Okay.
In that, that one unit which is separate, that is basically the office, office plus center, from where all the remaining 9 units are managed.
All
So
right. So depending on the potential, so there would be a rollout of 10 and 20, depending on the potential of the city.
of that particular
And one unit, friends, means that one unit come office space is owned and operated by the area partner, and rest would be sub-franchised. And typically, if we talk about an area franchise model, a franchise partner has to give a territory fee. For example, I'm giving a very notional example. So if I want the rights of, say, Lucknow for that matter, and if I think Lucknow can house minimum 10 outlets, so there's a territory fee that partner would give for blocking that territory. One outlet he would own and operate. And in return, the area franchisee gets a share on royalties, and he also gets a share on the franchise fees. So largely, these are two shares which a area franchise partner gets. So Abhishek, do you want to give any numbers or you want to discuss that one-to-one? Do we have any number or territory fee that you want to talk on this platform?
Yeah, we do have numbers. Like if we talk about the 9+1, that's a 5 lakh rupee franchise fee which we charge. And
Okay.
if we talk about the 19+1, that's a 10 lakh rupee fee which we charge.
And
And
so this is 10 lakhs plus the investment in the center.
yeah, correct. The investment is separate, which is basically on actual, which comes out to be approximately 4 to 5 lakhs.
Correct. And this 5 lakhs and 10 lakhs also includes the franchise fee for the center the franchise would open, right?
Yeah, correct. This includes
Okay. Plus the center investment. So all put together, if you're taking an area franchisee, your investment would be 5 lakhs less than 10 lakhs for a location where 10 units are proposed. For a location which is 20 lakhs, your investment would be approximately 15 odd lakhs. And what is the sharing that we do with our partners?
In that case, the sharing which we do is like for royalty also they get a share. For the material, that is the student kit and all, in that also
Supply.
a particular share.
And how much is that, Abhishek? Do you want to share?
Yeah, so if we talk about the royalty, they get a 50% share in that.
Okay, 50-50.
It's a 50% share. And if you talk about the material, there's a 15% share which they get in the material as well.
In the?
In the material.
So on the supply chain, 15% margins are shared with the franchisee.
Correct.
And on the franchise fees?
On the franchise fees, it's a 50-50.
Again, 50-50.
Again.
So which means that he would recover by the time he would open these outlets. So he makes money on the chain, a supply chain. He makes money on the fee, which is taken. And he also makes money on the ongoing royalties, which are about 50-50 sharing between the parent company and the area franchisee. Helpful, Abhishek ji. And thank you for answering all these questions. Friends, we'll be happy to share these models. I think some of you have asked on the area franchise model. If you have any information that you seek, please reach out to us. And before we close, Abhishek ji, I'll also request if you want to give a message to everybody who's listening to you.
Sure. I think like there's one more person, Mr. Mayank, who had typed in a message. So I would like to answer his question as well. He says like if an investor is already running a school and already has each and every setup, would it be possible? What would be possible amount in what we can close the deal? So, Mr. Mayank, like we can close basically in that case, as you're already having the setup in place. A franchise fee of 1 lakh is what we'll be charging you, and remaining a little bit of interiors and the like designs and everything will be done, which will be on actual. So for you, I think like maximum of 2 to 3 lakhs is what will like come into place. 1 lakh will be considering 1 lakh as the franchise fee, and the remaining will all be on actual. So
Wonderful.
based on the kind of setup you have, you can like assume the cost for that.
Great. Helpful. Friends, please reach out to us. I think Ritik has already shared his contact number with you. We'll also share a hotline and email ID. Please reach out to us for any more information that you seek. Any location center that you wish to visit or you want to speak to the regional franchisees, we'll facilitate that for anyone who's keen to do that. And before I close, I'll also request Sandeep to take over. Ritik, anything that you want to add before we close?
For any queries, I've mentioned my number. You may contact me for meeting with the brand or planning any visit to the center. We'll schedule that.
Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ritik. Thank you so much, Mr. Abhishek. Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable input and feedback. Before thank you for your in-depth presentation on the business opportunity, Mr. Abhishek. That has been really helpful. Our investors would be interested can get in touch with our hotline number, which I have given, and our Ritik's number has been given as well. So tomorrow again we'll come back with another business opportunity right at 12 p.m. Till then, stay tuned.